I was going to show clips of other people's videos where they quote the Bible and say things like God created the heaven and earth. But again, sadly, these people don't bother to research and are happy to believe in the Bible. First of all, if you have watched my documentary called The Lost Book of Our True History, you'll see the Anunnaki were the gods in the Bible, and that is a proven fact. This means I won't do what those other people do and start from the position of an almighty being, because there was none that the Bible mentions. It was the Anunnaki. If we even want to look at the Bible just to see what it says about the word firmament, we need to look at Young's literal version and nothing else. Young's literal translation, YLT, of the Bible is a translation that aims to be as close to the original Hebrew and Greek texts as possible, preserving the literal structure and word-for-word correspondence as much as feasible in English. It was translated by Robert Young in the late 19th century and is known for its strict adherence to literal accuracy and its avoidance of interpretation or paraphrasing. In the case of Genesis 1:1, which is the opening verse of the Bible, Young's literal translation renders it as follows: "In the beginning of God's preparing the heavens and the earth." Compare this to the more commonly known translations, such as the New International Version, NIV. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. As you can see, there's a huge difference between God's preparing and God creating. This means the people that talk about the firmament from the Bible are using the changed versions. Let's be clear here. The word firmament is a word the Anunnaki used many times. However, the modern dictionary takes the word firmament from the Bible, which is newer than the Anunnaki texts, and thus the dictionary is already starting from an error. But here in the dictionary is the meaning of firmament based of the Bible and not the ancient texts that the Bible copied. Firmament. Fee, mum, h, ant. Noun literary. Noun. Firmament. Plural. Noun. Firmaments, the heavens or sky. Thunder shakes the firmament. Middle English, via Old French from Latin firmamentum, from firmary, fix, settle. So even from the dictionary, no one should be saying we have an impenetrable dome over Earth. So let's look at what people use to believe in a dome. As I quote the Bible, you'll see how they are changed in the different versions. In the Bible, the term firmament appears specifically in Genesis 1:6-8 in the King James Version, KJV. However, in other translations like the New International Version, NIV, and the English Standard Version, ESV, the word firmament is not used. Instead, they use vault and expanse, respectively, to translate the same Hebrew word. So, in terms of the exact word firmament, it only appears in Genesis 1:6-8 in the KJV. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. Genesis 1:6-8, New International Version, NIV. And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. Genesis 1:6-8, English Standard Version, ESV. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." And God made the expanse and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And it was so. And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening and there was morning, the second day. The Young's Literal Bible says this, Genesis 1:6-8, Young's literal translation. And God saith, "Let an expanse be in the midst of the waters, and let it be separating between waters and waters. And God maketh the expanse, and it separateth between the waters which are under the expanse, and the waters which are above the expanse, and it is so. And God calleth to the expanse heavens, and there is an evening, and there is a morning, day second."
Did anyone see where it mentioned an impenetrable, invisible dome over Earth? No, That's because it didn't say that. It said, in the expanse to separate the waters, nothing to do with a dome. But I'll show you the evidence later of what it was talking about.
What the original Bible has done is taken ancient texts and tried to put them in an order. For example, in examining ancient texts such as the Bible and the Sumerian Eridu Genesis, intriguing disparities emerge regarding the origin and creation of humanity. The Bible, revered by Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, presents a creation narrative in the book of Genesis, where humans, Adam and Eve, are fashioned by God on the sixth day of creation. This account forms a cornerstone of Abrahamic faiths, conveying theological truths about the divine origin of humanity and its relationship with the Creator. In contrast, the Sumerian Eridu Genesis offers a distinctly different perspective. Originating from ancient Mesopotamia, this text recounts how the gods Enki and Ninmah created humanity after a prolonged.
To watch the full long documentary and see how the firmament is proven to be something else other than a solid dome, please visit ourtruehistory.co.uk. You'll find over 1,000 videos that answer the many mysteries that you thought will never be solved.